Thank you so much for joining us here at Indigo Moon. You know, sometimes we have to walk away, from yesterday's lies. I don't usually like to use that word, but sometimes we find ourselves caught up in something that happened in the past, and we have to find ways of moving forward. You know, a man was on trial, and the trial that he had to go against was against two women. The first woman was the first woman that he fell in love with. He had a son through this woman. This woman and him seemed to be having issues. They were having issues because he really wanted to go off on his own. And although she was supporting him, she was also letting him know the highs and the lows of the decision that he was about to make. So they had a little fight. And the fight got out of hand, and he ended up pushing her, and she fell to the ground and passed out. When she woke up, he was on top of her. And let's just say that was the last time they were intimate. This is when she said, "That's it. I've had enough, and you have gone too far, sir." And she had to put her foot down. She had to make sure that she separated him from herself, because she felt as though he had taken advantage of her, and he really didn't even care. Because how dare you not so much as see the situation at hand and at least see if I'm okay before you would engage in such an act. It made her think of all sorts of things, and she didn't see him in the best of light. So she decided to move forward and leave him in her past. The next woman that he met, he ended up marrying, and this woman too had a lot of issues with this guy. Now here's the deal. When we have issues and we don't clear them up, or we don't seek counseling, or we don't journal, we don't heal in some sort of way, we'll carry those same issues with us into the next relationship. Now in this next relationship, he got married, and he had children, but he still had this way about himself. Mistreating women and always feeling like he had to be abrasive with them. Perhaps this was a childhood wound, but whatever it was something that needed help. Now this woman decided that she was going to seek counsel, and she told him, we need to see a counselor, because there are not only issues that I see with you and myself, but I see your issues with our children. And he thought that she was too much in her head. You see, sometimes men feel that they don't want to go get counseling because they feel like that counselor is just getting in their business. But you know what? Is it worth the person getting into your business if it's going to cure whatever the problem that you're having is? If it's going to help your family grow to be more loving and more kind and more compassionate? You see, sometimes men or women have an issue with really touching bases on what the problems are, and they feel like they can handle them all by themselves. Sometimes it's not that easy. Sometimes you need a counselor or someone to participate and help out, because if you don't get the necessary help, it becomes a dilemma that your generations upon generations will have to suffer. If you can fix the problem today, then you can let go of it and you can grow. Persevering, your family will be in a healthier place. You see, there's a lot of people who are healing the wounds of yesterday right now. They are grown. I mean, in their 60s, in their 80s, when they could have done it much sooner, and the generational curse would not have followed through in other generations. We have to look at that, and we have to figure out different ways in which we can be of help to not only ourselves on this self-love journey, but to our relatives as well, to the people who come behind us, to our children, to our children's children. We must begin to heal so that we can grow healthier lives, okay? Thank you so much. This is Indigo Moon. Thank you for joining us, and thank you so much for just loving yourself. Have a wonderful one.